In this first court report of 2019, a man police say was driving under the influence reportedly struck a patrol vehicle on December 15, 2018. Esteban Chavez Hernandez was then formally charged 4 days later on December 19th. Chavez Hernandez failed a field sobriety test after he swiped a Nye County patrol cruiser, damaging the vehicle's side mirror, failed to stop, and then told officers he had 2 or 3 beers after they later found the suspect at a nearby home. Fortunately, there were no reported serious injuries. Chavez Hernandez is currently facing the following 4 charges: driving under the influence of alcohol and/or a controlled substance, duty to stop at scene of accident involving damage to vehicle or property, fictitious or suspended revoked registration, plate, or title, and failure to decrease speed upon approach of stopped emergency vehicle. During the defendant's formal arraignment, the day after Christmas, Chavez Hernandez was advised of his rights, the charges against him, and the consequences of a first, second, and third DUI conviction, and the ways he could plea. The defendant was screened as to his financial status, and the court advised that the defendant does not qualify as having the need for a public defender, and then would be required to hire his own counsel. The state, though, did not oppose an OR release. The court released the defendant on his own recognizance with the following conditions: no alcohol, drugs, or marijuana use, no failure to appear, and no adverse contact with law enforcement. A status hearing is set for February 19th, 2019 for Chavez Hernandez. The defendant is to hire counsel and have his attorney file a designation of counsel with the court prior to that next hearing date. During his first appearance on December 17, 2018, the court had set bail for Chavez Hernandez at $1,950 cash or bond. Mitchell Robinson has been sentenced to 96 to 240 months in prison. Robinson is the then 21-year-old Pahrump man who pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of child abuse, substantial bodily harm in district court after initially facing the charge of murder following his arrest under suspicion of causing the death of his 6-month-old child. During the defendant's sentencing hearing, Robinson's attorney, Daniel Martinez, notes parties stipulated a recommended sentence of 8 to 20 years and asked the court to follow that recommendation for the maximum sentence. But after case parties note credit for time served of 465 days, Robinson's sentence was then handed down. Notably, Robinson was arrested first after detectives say during their interview with the father, he admitted to shaking his baby several times on the day the infant stopped breathing. Then the child's 22-year-old mother, Amanda Ellen Ramsey, was arrested for child abuse charges connected to the death of her 6-month-old child. The Nye County DA's office obtained a warrant for Ramsey's arrest after detectives discovered additional evidence indicating that Ramsey had been aware of several prior occasions when Robinson was physically abusing their child. Police say the evidence further showed that Ramsey failed not only to protect that child, but had also unfortunately been a part of abusive acts prior to the child's death. Back on October 25, 2018, Ramsey received an 8 to 20-year suspended sentence reduced to probation. This has been your court report. I'm Eunette Gentry for News 25.